Good morning, Year 5. I hope you are all well and I haven't blown your brains too much with all of this amazing maths work that you've been doing. Today we're going to have a look at applying our knowledge from the last few maths lessons to see if we can look at how to divide by 100. So to start you off, let's pause the video and have a go at these questions. We'll give you a clue. They're very similar to the questions we did yesterday, so see if you can apply the same skills and knowledge for yesterday to be able to answer these questions. So number 1, 100, we know that there are 100 lots of ones in 100. Okay, one something is equal to 100 tens. So 100 lots of tens is the same as saying 1,000. We can apply the same knowledge here when we talk about money. We know that £1 has got 100 pennies in it, so the answer is 100. We know if there's 100 pennies in £1, we've got to multiply that by 10 to give us £10. Therefore, the answer is 1,000. So number 3, 1/10 of 800 we know is the same as saying how many lots of 10 are there in 100. We know when we are looking at our denominators, when it's a fraction with this line, we know we are dividing by 10. Therefore, this sum would be 800 divided by 10. Same principle apply when we're finding 1/100th of 800. So again, this line, we're dividing by 100. Therefore, 800 divided by 100. Well done if you got those all correct, Year 5. So for today's learning, we're going to be looking at dividing by 100. So here I'm going to use my 10 square grid, and this is going to help us with our maths today. So we're going to count in hundreds to see how many hundreds we can fit into a 10 square. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we know that 10 lots of 100 is going to give us 1,000. So let's apply the knowledge to this question. So 300 divided by 100. This question is effectively asking us how many groups of 100 are there in 300, and we can see from here we have 1, 2 and 3. Therefore, the answer is 3. Let's apply the same knowledge to this question. So I have 700 divided by 100. So my question is asking me that 700 is the same as saying how many groups of 100? Well, let's count them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Therefore, 700 is the same as saying 7 groups of 100. Therefore, the answer is 7. Now let's see what it's like when we are dividing by 1,000. So we already know from our very first example that there are 10 lots of 100 in this square grid that gives us 1,000. So the question's asking us how many groups of 100 are there in 1,000? And we know from when we count at the beginning that there are 10. Therefore, 1,000 is the same as saying 10 groups of 100. So 1,000 divided by 100, therefore, is 10. Now here I've added an extra 1,000 on here, and I've added an extra 1,000 on here as well. So this would be the same as saying 3,000 divided by 100. So we know that this 10 squares frame is 1,000. This one is also 1,000, as is this one. So I have 3 lots of 1,000. So 3,000 divided by 100, I have 10 here, another 10 here, and another 10 here. That's the same as saying 3 times 10. And my answer is 30. So let's see if we can warm your brains up a little bit more. I'd like you to pause the video and have a go at doing questions 1 and 2 on your worksheet, and we will come back and continue together. So let's explore this question. So we have 2,100 divided by 100. Okay, so we're going to use our base 10 equipment this morning to be able to help us work this out. So here I have 21,000, which is the same as having 1,000 and 2,000. So I have 2,000s plus 100. However, I'm going to need to convert those thousands because I'm dividing by 100. So I need to work out how many hundreds there are altogether. So let's replace one of our thousands and count how many hundreds we have. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. Okay, if you counted along with me in your head, I've got 10 lots of 100. So 1,000 is the same as saying 10 hundreds. However, I have 2,000s. So this means I also need to replace my other thousands, which will also have 2 lots of the 100s. So 1,000 is the same as 10 hundreds. Therefore, if we doubled that and we had 2,000s, I've got 200s altogether. but that's only all together for my thousands, as I have my additional 100 over here. So if we added those all together, we have 10, we have 20, add another one, means that there are 21 hundreds all together. Therefore, my answer is the same as saying 21 groups of 100. Therefore, the answer is 21. Now, the good thing about dividing by tens, hundreds and thousands is we can apply this knowledge when we are looking at money. Eva has 300 1p coins. How many £1 coins is this equal to? So we need to know how many 100p coins there are that's the same as £1. So she's starting with 300. Now, going back to our numbers that we've looked at, we know that there are 100 pennies in £1. So 100 pennies is the same as £1. However, Eva has 300 pennies, which means she must have more than £1. So if 100 pennies is the same as £1, then surely 200 pennies is now equal to £2, and 300 pennies is equal to £3. So that means that 300 divided by 100 is 3. Therefore, in terms of her 300 1p coins, she has £3 worth of 1p coins. So what I'd like you to have a go at doing now is I'd like you to pause the video and I'd like you to have a go at questions 3 and 4 on your worksheet, please. So we explored this yesterday when we looked at dividing by 10. So we're going to use our place value chart to help us today. Now, when we are dividing by 100 or multiplying by 100, we know the zeros on 100 means that there's 2. So this is going to tell us we need to move 2 places. Now we know when we multiply, for example, here from our 1s to our 100s, we're multiplying 1 to the left. So this means that our numbers are getting 2 times bigger. So it's now 100 times the size of the original number. This is the same if I multiply from tens to my thousands. It is also 100 times bigger because it's moved 1, 2 digits to the left. But we know that when we are dividing, we need to be moving our numbers 1 digit, 2 digits or 3 digits to the right. So we are then going from thousands to our tens, and this means we're going to the right 2 places. So this is now 1/100th the size. So it's now 100 times smaller than the original number. Same if we went from our hundreds to our ones. Again, it is now 100 times smaller than the original number. So to find 1/100th, we have to divide by 100, and our zeros here is our clue as to how many spaces our digits need to move. So let's explore this. So we have 100 times as 2 digits to the left. Today we're looking at the inverse. We're doing 100 times smaller, so 2 digits to the right. So let's apply this knowledge to this question. So 4,100 divided by 100. So first of all, let's put our number in our place value chart. So I have 4,000, I have 100. Now I have no tens and I have no ones, so I can leave those columns blank. Now we know from 100, it has 2 zeros, which means we now have to move each digit 2 places to the right. So first of all, we're going to move our hundreds. So our hundreds is going to go 1, 2. So on our hundreds is now in our ones. We now have 1, 1. We now need to move our thousands 2 digits to the right as well. So our digits are going to move from the thousands column all the way down to the tens. Okay, our new number is now the same as saying 4 lots of 10 and 1 1. So our answer is 41. So 41 is now 1/100th the size of 4,100. So 41 is now 100 times smaller than 4,100. Let's see if we can apply the knowledge to this question. So something times 100 is 3,200. Now I know that this number that I'm multiplying by 100 is now already the biggest number, 3,200. So how am I going to work out how to go from 100 times bigger to 100 times smaller? Well, I've got my answer, 3,200. So I need to do the inverse, which is now 3,200 divided by 100. So let's put our numbers in our place value chart. So we've got 3 lots of 1,000 and I have 2 lots of 100. I don't have any tens and I don't have any ones, but I now know that I'm dividing by 100. I have 2 zeros, so they're moving 2 digits to the right. So let's move our digits and they go all the way down. Our hundreds becomes our ones and our thousands becomes our tens. Therefore, our new number is now 32. So 32 is now 1/100th the size of 3,200. Same as saying 32 is now 100 times smaller than 3,200. So if we now move these numbers back, we had 32 multiplied by 100. So now we've got to do the opposite to double check our answer was correct. We know that when we're multiplying, our digits are moving 2 places to the left. So let's move our digits, and our digits become all the way back up to our thousands and 100, which gives us our new number of 3,200. So doing the inverse operation sum, if you get the original answer, tells you that the workings out you've done are correct because you've achieved the same answer. So what I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to have a go at the rest of the worksheet, please.